everybody, Tony D and Little Joan here with a hot take on the post-election. I have to say post-election because of YouTube. I think you know my feelings on the election and the nonsense that YouTube has. They're censoring people who talk about the election. You can only talk about it in certain ways. But I'm here on the Epoch Times, still a valid news source for the election because, as you can see, they still call the a contested election. So go to the Epoch Times for these news stories in more detail. But I'll just go over a few highlights. The legal end of this is pretty much over. But you can kind of see where this stuff has gone. Wisconsin Supreme Court judge explains ruling against Trump election lawsuit. Wisconsin Supreme Court Justice Brian Hagedorn, a conservative, explained his ruling against a contest of election lawsuit brought in the state by President Donald Trump's campaign. In an interview with the New York Times, I'm being interviewed with the New York Times. Oh, maybe I'll get my picture in. I'm such a important judge. Yeah, exactly. On Friday, Hagedorn said he found nothing in the law or evidence that presented the case that would have allowed Trump to win the lawsuit. You'd think that's why he voted against, the thing, but it says in a 4-3 ruling, the court's 3 liberal justices were joined by Hagedorn, who said 3 of Trump's 4 claims were filed too late. That doesn't sound like the evidence presented in the case found nothing that would allow him to win the lawsuit. That just sounds like, technicality. But I'll leave it to you to read the article to get all the deets. But I think you kind of know where that's headed. In Michigan, there is the White House advisor Peter Navarro and his study on 379,000 possible illegal ballots, which you may have heard about yesterday. There's an article on it here. This one's new. I did a first take of this and got interrupted by a phone call. What's this one? What is this one? Hostile reaction in Detroit forced election official into hiding. Now, I want you to imagine what would happen if in, say, a Democratic suburb, say in New Jersey, like my state, a very blue state. Imagine what would happen if a Democrat there got such a hostile reaction, they were forced into hiding by conservatives, by right-wingers, harassing them. What would happen? I'm pretty sure you would have the FBI come down like a ton of bricks. Let's hear what happened to this official. William Hartman felt like he was stuck in a Mission Impossible movie when he left Wayne County Board of Canvassers meeting in Detroit in November. Law enforcement advised him not to return home and instead escorted him with just the clothes on his back to a friend's house for safety. I was scared, Hartman told the Epoch Times. The police actually had people stationed outside in different locations watching in case anything happened. They were there for 3 or 4 days. Hartman said he didn't want to venture outside for a week. Wow. Sounds like a free and fair election. I mean, yeah. This is all perfectly normal, right? Intimidating people who run the election. I mean, you're okay with that, right? People who voted for Joe Biden? Yeah, you're fine with that because you won. As long as it gets you a win, it's fine. It must be legal and good, right? In Pennsylvania, Trump talks about big news coming out of Pennsylvania about drop boxes. Now, this challenge may not happen in time, but could mean that, you know, Pennsylvania will get ruled against and they'll have to make changes to their constitution and their laws that the next Democrat governor can ignore in the next election. Right? I mean, what good is all the rules if you can just change them at the last minute, right? I mean, if they don't use drop boxes this time, well, maybe they'll come up with something else. Maybe they'll come up with drop, instead of boxes, drop globes. Yeah, that's different. You need a completely different ruling on that. I hope big news comes out of Pennsylvania. I hope it comes in time. But in Georgia, a total S show. Georgia senator, coordinated illegal actions appear to have taken place during the election. But not according to YouTube. I mean, YouTube won't even let us talk about it. So, obviously, that can't be right. Right, YouTube? I mean, you're such a trusted source of news. Obviously, you must be trusted if you have to censor your own content creators. Oh, and here's something else YouTube censored. YouTube removed Trump lawyer's opening statement from Senate committee hearing. I mean, there's nothing more honest and truthful than censoring people so they can't hear someone speak. I mean, there's nothing more American than that, right, YouTube? I mean, you're so liberal and wonderful. I mean, what else do you censor? You were bragging about it in your new wasn't the TOS, it was a new update about how you censored 8,000 channels. Ooh, bravo for censorship, YouTube. Bravo. Good job. By the way, my videos are now on Rumble as well as BitChute. I don't know if I told you that. So you don't have to watch YouTube here. You can watch it on other platforms. And when I get completely removed from here, you know where to find me. Arizona state senator at a rally. It's called the Stop the Steal rally. But that can't possibly refer to the election, can it? I mean, it was so fair and wonderful, honk honk. So fair and wonderful. I mean, people who are liberal and want to help immigrants and marginalized people, they wouldn't possibly cheat in an election. Well, that sounds ridiculous. They couldn't marginalize other people. What? That doesn't sound like liberals at all. And finally, scoop. What I said yesterday. Trump advisor says VP Pence may reject fraudulent Biden electors. Oh my, wouldn't that be totally illegal? Pence could actually do this. This is probably the last move. The last possible move for Trump. If Pence counts Trump's electors over the ones sent in by the governors, Trump wins. If he refuses to count the disputed electors, it goes into a contingent election, Trump wins. Both are totally legal. I'm sure, because it was done in a legal manner, liberals will be, well, I guess we lost. Oh well. Better luck next time, fellas. We'll get them in 2024. Right? I'm sure there'll be good losers about it. And then we could all move forward with unity. We could all come together as a country and just say, well, you know, these things happen. Right? Yeah, I'm sure that's what will happen.